Marshall Bailey grew up in a rural part of Putnam County near the town of Poca. Friends and neighbors there are saddened and devastated by this tragedy.
This van is parked outside our studios on 5th Avenue in Huntington. We need your help to fill it with non-perishable food items, and here's the reason why. The extreme heat and power outages from storms has put the Huntington Area Food Bank in dire straits. A burglary investigation in St. Albans leads to the discovery of a meth lab and the arrest of a husband and wife. Right now, this water is very cool and refreshing on this hot summer day. Park leaders are hoping others feel the same way, despite the fact there are no waves here at the wave pool. The department believes the move will help them reduce cost, improve response times, and possibly add some paid firefighters to the staff. Friends of Catherine Taylor put this wreath here in honor of the victim as friends, family, and even this neighborhood continue to deal with the shock of what has happened. Well, Jack, that incident happened about 1 a.m. this morning here in the parking lot of Rock Lake Presbyterian Church, and I'm going to step out of the way for just a second. In this parking space over here, you'll see two orange marks. That's where the victim's car was pulled over. April, a few minutes ago, I talked with a spokesperson with the State Fire Marshal's office. They have ruled this fire as an arson. Investigators on the scene, one by one, ruled out any possible accidental causes. Therefore, they say now that this fire was intentionally set. Now, the other aspect of this fire is those oxygen tanks that were inside this trailer. Investigators believe they have rounded up all of these oxygen tanks that went throughout the neighborhood. One of those tanks went 300 feet into a neighbor's yard. Police are investigating a shooting in Institute this evening. That shooting happened shortly before 6:30 this evening in the area of Marshall Avenue. Dispatchers say one person was reportedly shot in the hand. According to deputies, the suspects were driving a silver Dodge Magnum with chrome wheels. Police are investigating that incident. Smithers Police and West Virginia State Police are investigating how a woman was struck by a jet ski on the Kanawha River. The accident happened east of the Montgomery Bridge just after 4 this afternoon. Lieutenant James Bowles of the Smithers Fire Department said the victim had fallen off a jet ski just before being struck by another jet ski. Authorities have not released the name of the victim. A motorcycle accident in Lincoln County sends one person to the hospital. That accident happened on Patty's Branch Road near Ranger around 8 o'clock this evening. Dispatchers say the motorcycle went into a ditch, flipped, and the driver suffered a broken arm and back injuries. He was transported to Cabell Huntington Hospital by Lincoln County EMS. Early this morning, a house fire was reported in the Silverton area of Jackson County. According to 911 dispatchers, no injuries were reported at that fire. The cause of the blaze is not yet known. A burglary investigation in St. Albans leads to the discovery of a meth lab and the arrest of a husband and wife. Authorities arrested Christopher Hill and his wife Laura in connection with the meth lab discovery. Investigators say they went to the couple's residence on Zirkle Street to follow up on leads from a burglary investigation. While there, they smelled meth and found the makings of a meth lab. More charges may be forthcoming against other individuals in this case. One of 3 men who escaped from the Huntington Work Release Center last week was captured last night. Cabell County Sheriff Tom McComas says 25-year-old David Pop was apprehended in the Bluefield area by a task force in southern West Virginia. Pop will be charged with escape and transferred back to Huntington. Another escapee, David Knight, was captured on Wednesday. A third escapee, DeJuan Jones, is still on the run tonight.
That's right, April. Marshall Bailey grew up in a rural part of Putnam County near the town of Poca. Friends and neighbors there are saddened and devastated by this tragedy.
So you've known him since he was inception.
Barbara Smith knew Marshall Bailey all his life. She was like a second mother and remembers when Bailey decided he wanted a career in law enforcement, proud of the decision, yet she's still worried about him.
Before that, every time I'd hear something happen in the county that he worked in, I'd think, oh no, I hope it's not Marshall. Not that I wanted anybody to be hurt, but he's just like my own son. He played with my sons, he hunted with my sons. He's just a wonderful person. I'm deeply, deeply hurt.
Felt like somebody kicked me in the gut.
That's how Poca High School principal Vic Donaldson described being told of the shooting death of Marshall Bailey. Donaldson coached Bailey in the mid-1980s when Bailey played basketball, describing him as a well-mannered, good student.
Yes, sir, no, sir type of kid. Came from a good family. Just It definitely hits home.
Bailey is also being remembered as a person dedicated to whatever he did.
You know, he was one of our own, and it just leaves an empty space right now.
Donaldson says Poca High School is planning to remember Bailey at the next home football game. Details are still being worked out. We'll let you know what is being planned. In the studio, Gil McClanahan, 13 News. For the past year, 31-year-old Scott Cunningham was part of Hurricane City Council. Now he stands accused of sending a 13-year-old girl who lives in his neighborhood sexually explicit text messages. According to the criminal complaint, Cunningham knows the victim's family and knows the victim's age.
You know, it hurts when you hear anybody gets arrested for that type of crime.
Cunningham is charged with soliciting a minor via computer. Court documents indicate numerous text messages were sent to the victim from Cunningham. In one of those messages, Cunningham asked the victim to take a naked picture of herself and send it to him.
A little shocked. Just, you never expect someone like that to be in your neighborhood, so. And I think the little girl was friends with my sister, so it's just, you know, it's one of her friends. It was someone I've seen around the neighborhood, and yeah, it's just not something you expect to see.
You know, but then knowing that somebody I know, and knowing that's a Hurricane City Council person, you know, that goes through me. That's even worse.
Why?
Well, you know, anytime somebody does anything to a child, it really infuriates me. You know, I've got kids of my own.
Late Wednesday afternoon, Cunningham resigned from Hurricane City Council. In Putnam County, Gil McClanahan, WOWK. Absolutely, Kelly. Authorities tell us an investigation sparked this investigation into the alleged drug activities at the Odyssey shop. And now they say a major player in the synthetic drug trade in Putnam County is in police custody, accused of selling prescription drugs and synthetic marijuana. No, what do you sell here?
We sell records and guitars. You can go in and have liquor on if you'd like.
Jessica Statton of Winfield is an employee at the Odyssey shop. She's being charged with delivery of a controlled substance as law enforcement finds synthetic marijuana and guns inside the business. Are you selling synthetic marijuana out of there?
No, sir.
Well, then why are the police here?
I don't know. Ask the police.
David Bowen is the owner of the business and is also being charged with delivery of a controlled substance. Synthetic marijuana, you selling that here?
No, sir.
Well, then how come the police found it here? Investigators say an informant made numerous undercover buys inside the business for the past 6 months. Adding Bowen and the business are a major part of Putnam County's synthetic drug trade, specifically among young people.
We see a number of vehicles that are coming in with 2 to 4 people probably in a vehicle. One person going in the shop, in there for just a short amount of time, coming back out of the shop with nothing in their hands.
The Odyssey shop is in the Putnam Village Shopping Center in Tays Valley, near other businesses.
I don't like it. It's kind of scary.
How so?
Well, because all the guns and the drugs and ugh. Yeah, we have a lot of children that come into our business.
So sometimes it masks what they're doing, if you see what I'm saying, if you got the normal traffic coming in and out.
Those two could face additional charges, including charges from those guns found inside the business. The message investigators want to send to the public is synthetic marijuana and bath salts are illegal, and those caught selling or using them will be charged. Live here in the Huntington newsroom, Gil McClanahan, 13 News. Missy Bowles of Bancroft has spent the last 9 months in a labor of love, putting together an event in honor of her father, Richard Dorsey, who died 4 years ago of mesothelioma.
When it's your daddy and he makes you feel like he's sheltered you and taken care of you all his life, I felt like that's what I wanted to do when he got sick. Well, now that he's not here, I just want to keep him going and keep him in my heart.
One way is Rod's benefit for Meso. Bowles says her dad's memory is the driving force behind organizing the event. The 3rd annual Rod's benefit for Meso is Saturday in Eleanor. The purpose is to raise money through a variety of activities to find a cure for mesothelioma.
It makes me really proud of her that she wants to do this for her dad in her dad's name. It's hard sometimes because it keeps it, you know, alive. Keeps the heartache alive too.
The big event of the day is the walk-run that starts here at Eleanor Town Park and takes participants on a 3-mile journey through town. As Richard Dorsey looks down from heaven, Bowles and her mother believe he would have some opinions about this weekend's event.
Well, he's probably a little embarrassed, but also proud too.
With his absence, I have to step in his shoes and do this for other people, because I know he would.
Bowles says the goal this year is $20,000, but perhaps more important is touching the lives of another family impacted by this disease while keeping the memory of another alive. In Putnam County, Gil McClanahan, 13 News.